Hi guys, Zaby here, bringing you a brand new video. Today's video we are doing a one-shot review for the Sunshot Exotic Energy Hand Cannon. Now I know I said that I probably wouldn't be doing exotics for the weapon reviews, but I said I might do the Sunshot, and well, I'm here with the Sunshot. Basically, this is a really good exotic, at least in my opinion. It reminds me a lot of the Fatebringer from the first Destiny game. If you remember that, it was a hand cannon from the Vault of Glass, which was the first raid in the first Destiny game, and pretty much did something similar to this Sunshot exotic. So we're going to quickly go over the abilities for this weapon. First off, we have Sunburn, which is this weapon fires explosive rounds and highlights targets that take damage from Sunshot. Now the highlighting part is probably the worst part about this gun, because it really just does not work at all. It does kind of work, but kind of looks like they're on fire anyway, and it lasts maybe 1 or 2 seconds. It just does not work, that part of that ability. Chambered Compensator. Stable barrel attachment increases stability, moderately controls recoil, slight increases to handling speed. Accurized rounds. This weapon can fire longer distances with increased range. Sunblast. Targets killed with Sunshot explode within solar energy. I can't talk today apparently. This is a really great perk. This is why this gun becomes just a beast for PvE. Again, this is another weapon I'm reviewing that just does not work for Crucible. I wouldn't suggest using this in Crucible whatsoever, because none of the perks really help for the Crucible. On our last one, we have a Textured Grip. This greatly increases handling speed and slightly decreases stability. I really like the look of this weapon, but I was lucky enough to get my hands on the Red Dwarf weapon ornament, which makes this thing look really cool. We're going to go over the abilities for this gun here real quick. We have Impact. This has really good impact. Definitely a great perk to this weapon. Its range and stability do kind of hinder this weapon a little bit, but with practice you can really become an expert with this gun. But those are definitely the worst parts about this gun, are the range and stability. Handling is magnificent, and reload speed is pretty great too. It has 150 rounds per minute, and it has a little bit of a smaller magazine at 8, but 8 is still pretty decent, especially because it has a pretty good reload speed. So we're going to go out now, and we're going to shoot this wall. We're going to show you how this weapon shoots, and with the bullets in the wall, you'll see how this thing works. As you can see, it's kind of all over the place, right? So with controlling it a little bit, I'm going as fast as I can. You're able to control it pretty decently. But usually I don't fire it that fast, because you got to kind of stop and aim, because it has a little bit of low stability, which it just takes a little bit of practice to use it. As you can see, kind of, right there you can see it at least. You can see all those guys, they exploded, and those will do damage to other enemies. And this works great, especially when it comes to the weaker enemies like these guys. If you ran into a bunch of these guys, or like a bunch of Thrall, these will just annihilate hordes of these in seconds, which is probably the best part about this weapon. But if you kill an enemy with this, it doesn't even have to be a headshot. You can see it does damage to the other enemies in the room, or anyone that's nearby for it. The closer they are, I think it does a little bit more damage, but it's not too much more damage. It doesn't seem like a lot of damage, but again, in PvE, if you could get that extra damage off when there's a lot of enemies around, it's really helpful. And the explosive rounds on top of the explosion are it really helps just set this exotic apart from most of the others I've tried. Overall, I've been kind of underwhelmed with the exotics in this game. Of course, I don't have them all yet. I think I have 8 or 9 of the exotic weapons in this game so far. And out of all of them, this is the only one that I really like. Given I still don't have the sniper rifle, which everyone says is really good, the one that you can reload and it changes the abilities. I'm trying to get my hands on that one, but so far no luck. I'm not saying that the exotics are necessarily bad, it's just I don't personally like them as much as this one. This one's my favorite one so far. Again, I don't have them all, but I highly suggest this gun. You can get it from exotic engrams, or like me, you can choose it when you get the option in the story mode to grab the Sunshot. Between, I think there's another auto rifle, and I forget what the other one is. It might have been a sidearm or another hand cannon or something. I don't exactly remember which ones they are. But I highly suggest you getting this one if you are a PvEer like me, if you play a lot of PvE, and you're looking for a really good exotic for your energy slot for PvE. This thing is definitely great, and I definitely highly suggest grabbing one given the chance. So I usually don't do exotic reviews just because everyone has kind of done most of the exotics already, and there's no need for me to really do them, but I really just like this one and I really wanted to tell you guys about it because you probably already found a more in-depth review for this gun already, or for other potential exotics I might have reviewed in the future. But I'll definitely be doing more legendary weapon reviews as time goes on. And I also like to do Crucible, and I'll probably be posting more Crucible matches up. Just like in Destiny 1, if you enjoyed that series where I just go into Crucible and kind of just show off. Pretty much that's all it is, just me kind of showing off in Crucible a little bit. Even though I'm really not that good at it. At least I don't think I'm that good at it. I'm probably average at best. But if you like that kind of stuff, please subscribe. But if you don't want to subscribe, that's okay too. To each their own. Opinions are beautiful things. Everyone has their own, so if you don't like my content or you don't want to subscribe, that's okay too. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Y'all have an awesome day.